Right on time. Hello. What do you mean I'm 20 minutes late? How's everyone doing? Welcome to your Thursday Minecraft live stream. My name is Pixel Riffs. I'm going to turn the music down even lower than I did last time. Because last time I watched the VOD and I was like, the music's still kind of loud. Some of the music has more dynamic range, but other times it's just a little bit too loud anyway. You're not late, we're early. I mean, I guess if you wanna make me feel better, it's the way to do it. Good afternoon, Barry Chunk. Good to see you. Dan Grice and Maxenstein, thank you for the resubs. Appreciate you both very much.
Well, that's just...
And there's Scotty as well. Thanks for all the fun with blocks. You are welcome. You're very welcome. Always fitting square pegs into square holes here. Am I like Gandalf? I am like Gandalf. 2 eyes, as often as I can spare them. So, yes. Yeah, the exclamation point late command is still very much in effect. So today we're going to be working on a wool farm for tomorrow's episode of the Minecraft Survival Guide. I've already done the basic tutorial for the components. We're going to assemble the entire thing except for one module, and then the last module is one that we're going to do for the video, just to kind of put a cap on the farm and say this is all of the stuff that we can do with it. Womanly Ire. I was going to be like, Womanly Ire? No, there we go. Womanly Ire, thank you so much for gifting 2 subs. Dogman Jack, thank you for the 300 bits. Thank you, folks, for kicking off today's hype train. Yes, so we're going to be working on sheep farm stuff in Survival Guide. It'll be a good time. I need to breed a few sheep for this to happen, but we can also breed them selectively based on wool color and stuff. We can do some fun stuff with that. The main thing I need to do is figure out where this is going to go, and I think along here seems like the best candidate for it amongst our kind of semicircle of farms we've got going on. So I'm going to break through and chop down a few of these leaves. What is this, Tuesday? Space Dad Newman, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Seshi with 100 bits, and Tadpole Milk gifting 2 subs. Thank you very much for gifting those subs out to the community. As always, folks in the chat, if you get gifted a sub during the stream, please make sure you thank these very generous folks for hooking you up with those emotes. The next month of ad-free viewing, and your very first sub badge if it is your first time subscribed to the channel. If not, some people get subscribed, like, some people get gift subs and it's like their 6th one, and it's always very exciting when that happens. Giant Scorpion, thanks so much for the 500 bits. Says, thanks for all the lovely content. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you. Thank you very much. Gurple Panda with the 10 months. Fluffy Hedgehog with the 6. Thank you both. Get those subs and resubs in, folks. The hype train is rolling. You get some free emotes for doing it, so there's no reason not to. I mean, there is a reason not to. Save your money if you want to, but... That aside, if you feel like feeling generous, I always appreciate it.
Well, that's just prime.
Am I planning on getting netherite sometime soon? Honestly, behind the scenes, that was almost the plan for today's episode, but I thought it was kind of absurd that we went to get netherite before I'd even found a desert in this world, and I figured one of the reasons we could go looking for a desert would be for cacti. We can start growing cacti, make a cactus farm, make a sheep farm, and I decided to cover all of the different colors of wool, because I haven't really done a great deal with dyes yet in this world. It is not a thunderstorm, so I can't sleep. I just went into my house because it was raining. I'm British, it's instinct. Though I think it's probably going to get dark fairly soon. I also have a bed on me that I could use, so I don't really need to worry about that too much. Zealmans, thank you for 16 months. SD Viper gifting 5 subs out to the community. There they are. Thank you very much for gifting those subs. New tutorial on getting green dye? I know, right? It's difficult. In this world especially, it is difficult. Somebody did say on Twitter, like, I don't want to give you spoilers for this world, but deserts are surprisingly few and far between. And I was like, yeah, thanks. I experienced that firsthand when I tried to find a desert. You'll get a bit of that in tomorrow's episode. But I think down here is going to be a good place to set up, like, a nice linear sheep farm, I feel like. We might even make it like a little semicircle kind of thing, or like an arc down here, kind of fit it to the landscape a little bit, because it doesn't all have to be the same, like, size or whatever. It doesn't have to be regimented side by side. Just finished the new video, loved it, been playing for a while, but you still helped me learn something new and helpful. I hope so. That's kind of the idea, because there's definitely some stuff I'll go over in these episodes which will be incredibly basic, but sometimes it's just what people need to hear, you know? really rewarding to hear that someone enjoys your work, especially in the early phases of working on things. It sure is. Salient, thank you so much for gifting 5 subs. And Jimmy the Bearded Goat with a 5 months resub. Thank you very, very much. And some very generous people moving that hype train along. We're at 92% on level 2 already. Let's see, get to level 3 and beyond. We'll have to do a lot of crafting a little bit later for all of the redstone components and stuff. And my mouse is acting up today. What's going on here? Probably got a little bit of dust on the laser. But yeah, I might grab some more leads if I have them up here still. We have one here, and I think I know where I can get some more. Where is he? Did he just walk off a cliff with his llamas? I swear I saw a llama around here. There we go. There he is. There he is. You. Give me some leads. Come over here, fella.
Well, that's just prime.
Haha, thanks for the leads, buddy. Can't wait for the Creeper Farm stream. We'll do one of those eventually, yeah. Seems likely to me. Ravenfire Gaming with the 5 gifted subs as well. Thank you so much. Loads of people gifting 5 subs today. Really appreciate you folks. Dej Sus. Thank you so much for the 2 months. Whatever happened to the Chicken Block series with Zloy? Seems like it kind of disappeared. We just kind of ran out of steam with it, I guess. Zloy and I obviously do the Hermitcraft recap together, so we have other priorities when it comes to making content, and frankly, like, I find the mechanics of Chicken Block incredibly grindy, plus it was a Bedrock Edition series, and it was just us joining a single-player world, so I could only play when he was playing. I couldn't do a great deal of, like, the off-camera work, and I don't know, I got burnt out on it, but I wasn't making content from it myself, so it was really kind of Zloy's gig anyway. Pink sheep. I died this one. This is an entirely artificial pink sheep. But I did find a naturally spawned one out in a mountain somewhere. So we're going to probably dye one of these blue so we can have a light blue sheep bred up here. Snowy Hornell, thank you for the 100 bits. And KM French 1, thank you for that Prime sub earlier as well. Appreciate that. Alright. So if you two will produce a light blue sheep. Yay, there we go. I think we should have another lead over here in one of the horse's saddlebags. Ironic that any sheep is artificial. Should we name that one Dolly, just for weird references? Oh, cactus has grown. Hello. I will take it. Except I won't, because it'll be destroyed. Dang it, cactus. Need to be a little bit more careful about that. Schwa. Let's sleep. It's getting dark. It's rainy. Magpie Life, thank you so much for the 5 months. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Will I be playing Chucklefish's new chocolate? Oh, Haunted Chocolatier. It's in a Concerned Ape game. It's not a Chucklefish joint, I believe. But I don't know if I will or not. I really like Stardew Valley, but I don't know if I'll have the time or the room on my schedule to play Haunted Chocolatier. Seems like it'd be a fun game though. Oh no! I ended up breeding the wrong one. Never mind. We can get another one. It's still a sheep. We can dye it a different colour. It's another pink one. How lovely. Should get a data pack which fixes the constant rain. I am still kind of committed to not using data packs or resource packs that I haven't talked about beforehand, and keeping this experience as vanilla as possible. Lower shield is now the exception officially. We have one more white sheep in here, and I think some pillagers may have trampled my crops. When am I starting with Optifine? Is it out yet? It's been out for a while, I just don't really use it. We also have 1.18.2 coming out soon, so Optifine will have to update to that as well. I don't necessarily want to update to Optifine generally because, like, I don't need it, but also it's kind of nice to be able to wait until there aren't going to be any more iterations on 1.18 before saying, like, here is a thing that we can use permanently. Let's throw these in here for now. I guess I could make some more leads. I do need some leads in general. Thank you folks so much for the hype train. And we should get 2 leads from each one anyway, so we get 8. That'll be worth it. Brits are used to the constant rain. We are. It's a national situation. Hype train is rolling hard today. Always does. Always does. What am I working on right now? This is going to be a sheep farm for wool. So we have all of the different colors of dye. We've talked about that. I've gone out and found a desert, so we have access to cactus now. And that way we'll be able to harvest wool for build projects, beds, that kind of thing. That was the other thing I thought was, like, if I go and do netherite now, I'm going to be talking about the bed mining method, and it makes sense to have a wool farm before you talk about bed mining, because that way you can generate as much wool as possible passively in the background. And you can do all of that without manually gathering wool from sheep. You love the look of the fishing shack? I'm really happy with how it's going. It's starting to finally fully oxidize. We've got a couple of blocks in there that are completely oxidized copper now. And I do need to finish up the waxing of the roof, but we don't have an automatic bee farm yet, so... right. Sort of like we did with the sugarcane farm into villager trading. Exactly, yeah. Like, it helps to show the knock-on effects of stuff that you've done. So it's going to make a lot of sense that we do that. So we're going to have like a little rainbow row here of all of the different colors of sheep. I think we're probably going to do... like, it's going to be the grayscale range right here just below the house. So I guess we can start... we'll probably go and trade a bunch of glass from the... librarians if I don't have enough over here. But we need to make sure that the surrounding bits are made of glass. Dream96, thank you so much for the 12 months. A resub. The full nerds. Thank you so much, everyone. Spam the word nerd in the chat. Ginger has already started the chant. Thank you so much for a full year of support. Enjoy your brand new nerd sub badge. Welcome to the nerd herd. Happy to have you. Thank you, thank you. We need hopper minecart, hopper, barrel. I guess we'll start it underneath here, kind of like there. It will need to come out a little bit more, actually, thinking about it. Just so we end up with the arc I was talking about. So yeah, we'll start it like here. Oh, that was a weird rendering issue that I actually didn't mind. So the sheep's going to be standing here. We got to have... oh, I need rails as well, don't I? We're going to have our barrel there. We'll throw the dirt in this for now, just so I get a bit of inventory space back. Don't need all these birch saplings and stuff either. In Bedrock, when you shear the wool any color like blue, there are blue particles. Yeah, no, I do wish that would happen in the Java edition textures. That's another fun, like, parity change that would be really nice to have eventually. Because right now all of the sheep just look untextured the rest of the time. Or they're just all white. We'll boot that now. We'll get the rail back. Dirt here. Piston there. And I had buttons for this as well. What do I think of the wool farm that Azuma did at the end of the last season of Hermitcraft? I don't recall it because I don't watch Azuma's videos for the recap. Zloy watches Azuma, so I wasn't like paying 100% attention to what Azuma did. Just check that that works. Yeah, okay, cool. And I think we might have to have 2 hoppers come out of this. Just so it's more accessible down here and we can have a full grass block over the top of that. Although we can do this, I suppose. Yeah, I need to work out like the aesthetics of this a little bit. But we need to make sure there's glass on all of these. Obviously that back one needs to be an observer underneath. A dispenser on top of that. And then redstone dust here. And potentially even a hopper here so that we can fill it with more shears. Why do you need the block of dirt on the same block as the minecart hopper? You don't, but it makes the farm more compact, so we can squeeze it into a small area. Is this in the spawn chunks? Yes, the spawn is basically over there by the iron farm, so it's really not that far away. Yeah, 9 shears. I think will produce is like 238 durability per set of shears, so it's about 2,000 wool. And the question is, do we want to have all the sheep basically like within a block of each other? So do we want to have the next one like a module over here and then have them share a wall and just overlap the glass colors? Or what do we do with that? Yeah, it'd be 2,380 durability if you could fit 10 shears in, but you just subtract 238 from that, so it'd be just over 2,000. This guy is trading different colors of dye right now, which is actually really helpful. I bought some cactus green off of him so I could let the cactus grow and replant it instead of smelting down the only cactus I was able to bring back from the desert. Don't believe you can enchant shears. You can, you just need books to do it. You can't enchant them just straight up in an enchanting table. So you could put unbreaking and mending on all of them and mend them, but it would be a bit of a pain to do because you'd have to check the dispensers every so often. Yeah, you can't put like fortune on them or anything, or looting. It doesn't work that way. We're gonna have a trap door on top of each of these, I think. I did find a desert, yes. Eventually. It took a while. I was exploring for at least like 45 minutes, I think. So we're just going to put that there for now. I won't worry about the hopper quite yet. We'll have the sheep walk in here. And the barrels can be opened with a solid block above them, so we don't need to worry too much about that. We need a black sheep. But we can finally get the sheep out of the cow pen over here. There is it just one? Oh, there's two in here. We can at least get this one out. Jump up the hill over here. There we go. It's a little bit like that fishing game that you play at the school fair. The little, like, paddling pool full of rubber ducks. Full dispenser of shears will generally make around 67 stacks of wool. Oh yeah, that's true, of course, because you get between 1 and 3 wool most of the time, so on average it probably averages out to 2. Right, you can hop in here. Or not, I guess. We back off a block or two if we need to, and then we just... Go in, go in. I think I might need to take the trapdoor out. There we go. It's a lot easier without the trapdoor, I guess. So we won't put the trapdoors on until they're in. Because then leaving a trapdoor on like this allows you to just re-dye the sheep whenever you want to, instead of having it fully closed in. Also makes it look like the sheep have, you know, air holes. Where did I put the black dye? Was it in here? Yeah, the lead merchant is still around. There we go. So now this should start producing black wool for us. Casey, thank you for the 10 months. Truistic Falls with 145 bits. Nixcroft with the 200. GDEC, thank you for gifting a sub to Ghostmaster. R. Thomas with the 100 bits. And Anonymous with the gift sub to H. Saw. Thank you very much. Do I have a playlist or do just random songs play? This is the Pretzel Chill playlist, which randomizes from a selection of different tracks. Yeah, I think we'll do a bit of like a surround for this. I like the idea of filling the back with something like calcite maybe, or quartz, something a little bit lighter to really show off the stain of the stained glass. But we'll do dark oak or spruce logs around it maybe. We'll go with spruce. I haven't really built much with spruce this season yet. There's a bit of stripped spruce over there, which is unusual for me. But I'm coming around to it as a block. I didn't used to like it that much. Yes, I have 2 pink sheep. You can dye them different colours. Can make this one magenta. Spruce is normally every crafter's favourite. I mean, it's a good log. It's a very good log. Save the trapdoors for now. So yeah, whenever the sheep decides to eat, we need some redstone dust on here, of course, for the shearing stuff. What I think we'll do is we'll get the color of wool. So we'll put this in here for now. When that reverts, we'll get some black wool from that sheep. Oh, of course we haven't put any shears in there yet either. There's an idea. Imagine, concepts. Add some tools to this dispenser so it works. Feeling a little scattered. There we go. Easily solved, because then, if we put this in here, we can put the colour of wool here for the redstone dust to go on. Alternatively, of course, we could put, like, the colour of wool or the colour of concrete in the background here, too. Saw my post on YouTube about the stream. Welcome in. Glad you found us. Does it wear down the tool? Yes, I mean, they lose durability if they shear successfully, but they don't if you fire the dispenser without the sheep being sheared. So when the grass regrows in this, the sheep won't have been able to eat at that point. So when the grass regrows, it does fire the dispenser a second time, but the shears do not lose durability for that. They only lose it when they actually shear the sheep. Have I ever enchanted any shears? Yeah, in the last survival guide, I had a set of shears enchanted with unbreaking and mending, because you can do that. You can do the efficiency as well, I think. But there isn't really a point to doing that, because anything that you can get with shears that needs efficiency, you can now also get with a hoe, and that's better because it has more durability. Let's throw this in here. So we'll need... grey, light grey, and white next. You can't put Silk Touch on shears anymore. You used to be able to, but you can't now. That used to be the way everyone used to get glowstone, because you could harvest it with Silk Touch and get the full block, but it wouldn't take any durability because it was like breaking it with your hands. So a lot of people used to get glowstone that way. It was really funny. Not so much anymore. Why am I making a sheep farm? To get a lot of wool forever? The sheep farm on Survival Guide 1 lasted for so long. We genuinely got a lot of wool out of that. And you need wool for all kinds of stuff. For beds, for building blocks. It's a very, very useful block to have. Every time I hear him, I think he's a pillager and I get worried. So this is my question, right? Do we do it like that? Do we have half a black enclosure and then half of a grey enclosure? Do we overlap them? Or do we not? What would you need to use efficiency shears on? Leaves. It doesn't help. It doesn't make it any faster, really. Am I going to get netherite armor using the bed strat? I'm going to explain the bed strat. I don't prefer to do that, but I'll at least explain it. You could blend them half one, half the other. I mean, I could. I don't know if that'd look very good, though. Like, have it be like this. Because then the next one is potentially going to start a block further back, right? So I don't know if it really makes sense. Fun fact, villagers will go to bed before the sun goes down, before the player can sleep, but wandering traders will drink their invisibility potion right as the player needs to sleep. Like right as the sun hits the horizon. It's very specifically like the game tick where it turns night. It's when the wandering trader drinks that potion. When is the plan to explain ancient debris? Probably next week at some stage. I need to do more exploring in the nether in general, so... See, I would love to decorate more of this with solid blocks. Like, I'd like it to just be like, this block here was glass, the rest of it was like logs or wool or something like that. But you need enough glass around here to make sure that the grass blocks regrow quick enough. I think I'm probably going to do 3x3s for each one. It's not especially space efficient, but we have so much space. It's Minecraft. The world is infinite, basically. Can you kill the Wandering Trader while he's drinking his potion to make him drop it? I don't know. I've never tried. And I honestly don't prefer to kill the Wandering Trader. So we're going to do these like this then. And we'll have our sheep on this block, dispenser on that block. It'll kind of go back a block a couple of times and then turn into more of a curve. Have I found sea pickles? Yes, I found sea pickles in the same place that I found cactus. I mean, not in exactly the same biome, but adjacent biomes. Will I get netherite armor before fighting the dragon? Probably. I'm trying to think of, like, the progression of the game and what players are naturally going to encounter. Because it's very difficult to stumble into the stronghold. It happens. Like, people do it all the time. But playing the way that we've played, it hasn't happened to me. But people could also stumble into ancient debris when they're just, like, digging through the nether to get places. So I kind of feel like it makes sense to explain ancient debris and netherite and what that is. We've talked about smithing tables with the villagers and stuff already. So I think it makes sense to do that before we do the dragon. Just like a loose instinct I have, not necessarily like set in stone, but I feel like that's probably what we do. So we'll need 16 glass for each one. We'll actually only need 15, but...
Well, that's just prime.
Yeah, let's get the redstone components crafted up as well. I'll dump all this wood out of my inventory because we don't need it right now. Love the bee video? Thank you. I'm glad you like the bee video. I like the bee video too. I do like bees in general. Put the logs up here for now. Put the cobblestone in here. The dirt in there. We'll have a lot of dirt by the end of this, I think. I don't need the flint and steel. That was more for demonstration purposes. And let's grab some quartz, some redstone dust. We do need the cobblestone, but I just need more of this. And let's get... We'll need 15 observers, but 14 is a good start. We need dispensers, for which I guess a decent amount of sticks would be helpful. When am I going to make a bee farm? I don't know. Probably relatively soon. Might be a next week thing. Oh, huh. Yeah, we do need to do that. There are quick ways to make dispensers. I think it is easier just to chuck everything else out of our inventory in the meantime. We'll need that. We won't need those. We won't need that. We need that. We need those. So yeah, we can make a bunch of bows. We split all of the resources up in here. And then we do this. Yeah. Just make sure not to use the good bow. Oh, I won't. It is very useful that you can use, like, skeleton-dropped bows as well. You have to do it more manually than normal, but... like, it won't let you one-click it with the crafting recipe book. But yeah, we could use the bows from fishing very easily. That's a good point. So this guy's now, yeah, shearing every time. That's good. Oh, we needed that other piece of glass. And I left it in here. There we go. And a trapdoor, and a lead, and eventually a sheep. I do have 2 leads. We'll get the last sheep out of here. Is this tomorrow's video? Yes. Will there be a new Empires episode? Maybe at the end of January. Am I going to do hopper minecarts for each station? Yes. Oh boy, that was capacity for that fence. Yikes. I always forget how many things you can tie up to a fence before it just goes, no, find another one. Turns out that many. So where do we have any more fences? We don't. Okay, just hang. Excuse me, something caught in my throat. Hang out there. I'll be back. Had no idea animals can climb fences when they're on a lead. They can't climb fences. You're basically dragging them out of the pen. The verticality of it is what gets them out. Where are we at? What do we need? Redstone bits. Iron, that's what I need. Curious. We'll grab some jungle wood, because I have so much of that and I'm not building with it yet. Chests, yep, plenty of them. We need hoppers. We'll need lots of those, so it's good to have that many. We'll need a lot of minecarts. And this will not save me any space at all, but I'm going to craft all of these into hopper minecarts now. All of which will need to be placed on top of hoppers. Found out the hard way foxes can get over fences. Yeah, they do that, like, leap in the air thing. Got another hopper in there. And I guess we'll need barrels as well, because we need a storage container. Yeah, foxes and goats are things that you can't really put inside of standard animal pens. They are both a little escapey. Let's, don't have any barrels in there, so let's grab the spruce planks and the slabs we were using before. And let's make 8 barrels to begin with. Still love survival guide for the entertainment value. Well, good. I'm glad it's at least still entertaining. Right, that's there. Barrel here. In fact, I probably want barrel the other way around. For aesthetic reasons. Let's do it that way. There we go. Hopper into this. Let's go sleep real fast. Where will I get wool for a bed with all these sheep around? Can I make a chicken cooker this season? Yes. I mean, the plan is, as usual, to do everything eventually. Can foxes with a sword damage the player? No, because foxes don't have any reason to attack the player. Foxes don't really have an attack for anything other than chickens. Like, nothing about a fox's AI will cause them to attack you. Foxes with a sword can kill chickens, very effectively, actually. Boop. Now I need the dirt back. What about zombies on chickens? They go for the chicken. They're very effective at attacking just an individual target. Let's put a piston in first. There we go. And that's why I had buttons on me. Fox with a carpet looks like lipstick. Yeah, I expect it looks pretty funny with red concrete as well. See, I don't know what I did with those buttons, but maybe I just put them in redstone bits. Oh, I did. Okay, fair enough. We got a new one anyway. I guess we'll, like, zero tick this one into place. Oh, wait, no, it stays on top of a piston, doesn't it? It's always interesting to me, that. Cool beans. So this one's all good to go once we put that last piece of glass in. Just got to move the sheep in now. So we'll slowly become more and more accessible. This guy hung around very kindly. Step into your new luxury home. Nice. Good work. We'll put that there. Make some shears. Wasn't that light grey? No, this is dark grey. I have light grey glass as well, but this is dark grey. We'll need another dirt block in there as well, which I don't have on me now. Thankfully, I've just freed up an inventory space by eating all those fish. Am I making the glass boxes of each colour? You've figured it out. Well done. Yes, I am. Sheep Hotel, yes, this is what we got right now. Oh yeah, there's no observer there. We'll get to that. Because I'm not carrying the observers, that's why. If I was carrying them, I'd remember them. Maybe throw a couple of these in here. In fact, let's put a barrel over here with all the hopper minecarts in. That way we don't have to keep running back and forth. Didn't know you could use a piston to occupy the same space as a minecart hopper. Yes, we'll cover stuff like that as it shows up, but I have made a point of showing people that in this most recent episode where we start building the sheep farm. So you will see more of that as a mechanic. Don't worry, it's going to be a pretty popular one. Some secret observerless trick had been discovered? No, we don't really have a way of getting a block update detector into that small of a space.
Well, that's just fine.
So the question is... Yeah, no, I think what we're going to do is have the next one block over, but we can also start having them go down a block, and so... If we have two side by side to kind of make the curve a little bit more shallow, we can still create some interesting height variation. I think we might do that. Arthurst misses 2 bits. Honey Toasts. Thank you all for the fresh subs and the resubs. Appreciate the Prime subs coming through lately. Lots of people now getting Prime because the trailer for that Amazon Lord of the Rings show is out. I have a suspicion that might be the case. We got some more ink here. We can craft a little bit of light grey. We're going to make a house for the sheep farm. No, the sheep farm is probably going to be open and exposed. We might do like a little kind of like covering for it or something, like a little awning for it or something. But I'm not necessarily going to make everything in this area a house. Oh, I need more white dye, don't I? This whole area isn't going to necessarily have the aesthetic of a coherent build style behind it. It's mostly just going to be whatever I feel like building. And I really liked this farm being built kind of out in the open in the previous season of Survival Guide. We can actually get some momentum up now, because I know what I'm doing. I've dropped my buttons somewhere, though. Where did they go? Really doesn't feel free range. That's because it's not. Never intended this to be free range. The game was rigged from the start. We know that next module works. We can swap out this module for having a block of grey wool behind this. Once again, just marking out where all of the components go. So we need our light grey sheep in here. But I think everything else about that is set up. We'll need to breed a couple more sheep. I like the chill music as well. The chill music is nice and relaxing for us here. See if any of these produce interesting colours. Oh, I think we've got a cyan sheep. Oh no, is that one cyan already? It's kind of difficult to tell. I think that one's just light blue. No, we got a couple of similar sheep. Right, this one can come over here. Drop that one into the hole. Dispenser's going to fire a bunch of times before the sheep is actually grown up. But the dispenser doesn't have anything in it, so it doesn't matter. You can't shear the sheep anyway. On Java, all the sheep's faces are white, not so much on Bedrock. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the fact that you get to see what color a sheep is even when it's been sheared. Because this farm is going to look a bit less colorful as a result, which is why I put all of the glass around them. So you can tell which sheep is which even when they've been sheared and they're constantly just white sheep without wool. Throw that one in there. Put this one on top, and we'll get some more light grey dye so we can dye that sheep before that farm starts producing magenta wool. The cool thing about breeding these sheep as well is that if we tie up a few adults here, then the younger ones will all just stick around eating the grass because baby animals like to stay by their parents or by like the nearest adult animal. Let's make a little bit more white glass. Am I going in a rainbow formation? Yeah, kind of. I have a color pattern that I like to follow whenever I'm building stuff like this. Whenever I organize the Minecraft colors in chests for anything, I pretty much always do them in the same order. It's like red, orange, yellow, lime green, green, cyan, light blue, blue, purple, magenta, pink, brown, white, grey, dark grey, black. Even though brown is like dark orange, it kind of throws the order off a little bit. Do I need this to be that deep? Oh, I guess I do, because it's gone down a block, of course. Have it go like that. Always follow the order they show up in the creative menu. Isn't that like a weird order, though? Because they've got item IDs that are not necessarily in the order of a rainbow color. After coloring the sheep, will the offspring stay that color or be the original color? If the two colors can combine, then like a white sheep and a blue sheep would produce a light blue. A blue and a green would produce a cyan. And like a purple and a white sheep, I think, produce either magenta or pink. So you can do some fun. Oh no, it's red and white make pink, of course, don't they? It basically follows the same patterns as crafting dyes. So we're going to save one of these, which I think will maybe be like a lime green or something like that for the video. And we'll show that breeding those two sheep together can produce offspring that are like a particular color. Remember the sheep farm from Survival Guide 1? With all the color glass, it was really cool looking. That's more or less what we're doing here, just in a slightly different configuration. I still need this to be broken out so we can do that, and then we'll put dirt block here. There we go. There's me forgetting that you can still attach buttons to glass even if they don't conduct redstone power, so we could still put the button next to the piston. Do I do voiceovers for my videos? I mean, all of the commentary is done live, if that's what you mean. I don't record a great deal of stuff after the fact. Like, very occasionally it happens just because I realize I said something wrong in a video and I need to try and correct it, but there are some occasions on which it's just not possible to correct mistakes.
Well, that's just prime.
Wait, there is a hopper minecart here, right? It's just... Yeah, the shadow is there. It's just in the blocks so well that it's impossible to detect. Fair enough. Yeah, it's incredibly rare that I end up recording voiceovers afterwards. Only if it's something I've actually written a script for that I need to read word for word. Like some of the episodes of Empires where there's narration at the beginning. Like, I obviously recorded those separately. But basically everything else I do is live commentary. Alright, this is going to be a little tricky. I have to have an open hand for this one. Oh, okay, I just need to click on the right graphic. There we go. You lot, back on here, please. Including you. Oh, okay, fine. 4, 5, 6. And then 7. Come over here. Today you found a natural pink sheep? Me too! It's like Pink Sheep Day is happening today. That's exciting. More shears, please. Put the dirt in the minecart just to save space. Yeah, it makes the farm slightly more compact. It's a way of introducing the fact that we can put minecarts and blocks in the same space. DVG Lance and Scooter Jack, thank you so much for the Prime and the 3 months of Prime, respectively. Very kind of you both. That one hasn't grown up yet, but it will. And until it does, of course, as we can see, no durability has been taken from the dispenser. Or from the shears, rather. Yeah, I played Eastwood that one time on stream. I completed it off camera because it's a really fun game. But not necessarily the kind of thing my audience is into all the time. I play Minecraft a lot because I really enjoy Minecraft, not just because it's the thing my audience likes the most, but it's pretty clear that the audience is really here for Minecraft, so I like just being able to make what people enjoy. Like, if people enjoy it, then that's kind of half the point for me, you know? But yeah, Eastwood is a great game. I really, really enjoyed playing it. It's definitely heavily influenced by games like Earthbound. And the Earthborn minigame in it is, like, absurdly fun. I had a lot of fun with that. Have I played Animal Crossing on stream? No. Our Animal Crossing island on the Switch is really my partner's island. I just live there. And you can only have one island per device, so even if you log in with a different profile, it's the same island, which has always been weird to me, but I don't know what behind-the-scenes stuff they have is just, like, incapable of storing more than one island on a device, if it's just a lot of information or what, I'm not certain. Whatever system they use for that. It's entertaining when you try different games for the first time. Yeah, I mean, being a variety gaming streamer is fun, but is not necessarily my my focus. There are other people who do it better. So this one, we're actually going to come out here and have it like one block back again. So it's on the same height as this. Perfect. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's on the same height of this. It's just one block back. This is going to be the brown sheep, I think. I always put brown between pink and white. $16 brown glass. Am I going to play the new Pokemon game? I won't really have time to play the new Pokemon game. I played Pokemon Shield, and I had a lot of fun with that, but yeah, just in terms of what I have the available time to do right now, new Pokemon game doesn't really figure into that. Barrel here. Let's get some sleep. Sheep over here just pogoing by my enchanting setup. He's got his music on. Never knew you could get brown dye from that. You can only get brown dye from cocoa beans. Hang out with your friends.
Well, that's just prime.
Alright, observer back here. See, that's what I was expecting before. Oh. I was expecting the minecart to be visibly poking out the back. Dispenser there. Set of shears. Block there. Redstone dust. 2 glass, 1 glass. Sheep. Why not just have a hopper under the block? Because hoppers can't pull blocks through a full block. Like if it was farmland, if it was soul sand, if it was dirt path, if it was a block like this that didn't have like a top pixel, then hoppers can pull through it. But hoppers can't pull a piece of wool through a dirt block. That's why the hopper minecart needs to be there, because hopper minecarts can do that, and also they can coexist in the same space as a block, making the whole thing more compact. Right, you. Is it you? Aha, you were trying to hide from me! This is going to be our brown sheep, I think. It may look cyan for now. But trust me, friends, this is a brown sheep. Brown dye should be craftable from yellow and green. Not in this case. Not how Minecraft pigments work. I'm pretty sure yellow and green would make lime green in real life anyway. It's also best not to confuse the colours of light with the colours of pigments. Although I'm not certain if that's what the case was there. Do I like living in a birch forest? It's alright. I left all my iron down here, didn't I? Although, actually, I might get it from the iron farm, because this has probably produced a lot of iron. Got any brown wool behind the observer? I am putting in the redstone dust there temporarily, and once the system shears the sheep and gives me some brown wool, that's when I put the brown wool down there. But it saves me from spending more dye on dyeing pieces of wool manually. Nice. This has been doing very well. This has definitely outpaced the huge iron vein mining session now. Like, easily. Because I've gone and done an episode about bees, about mountains, and now we're doing this thing about sheep, and this thing has been producing iron the entire time. I haven't AFK'd in this world, and it's just produced way, way more iron than I actually need right now. Eventually, of course, we'll get into stuff like beacons and all of that stuff. But obviously for projects like this, where I need to make 32 hoppers in that amount of time, it's invaluable. Do I have a Zeppelin over the iron farm? No, that's where the zombie and everyone is. It's where the villagers are. So we have 2 pink sheeps and a magenta right now. Pink is going to be the next one. Pretty sure I have some peonies in here.
That's just prime.
Right, I need to catch up on some stuff here. Pillow Talk Baby, thank you for the Prime sub. Scuba Jester with a tier 3 sub. Oh my goodness, you don't see those every day. Thank you so much for the tier 3 sub. Brand new sub to the channel as well. That's a commitment right there. Enjoy your emotes and your sub badge, and a warm welcome to the Pixels. Enjoy your exclusive monocle emotes. Son of Asimov, thank you for the Prime sub, and Shadowstar, thank you for gifting a sub. Probably evening for me? It's not evening yet. It's like 4:30. I mean, the sun is going in, but I don't know if I call it evening quite yet. Alright, this guy's now been sheared, so we can leave one wool in there. Replace the circuitry wool, because we know that works. And then down a step here. That's where we'll build the pink one. So like level with this, but a step down. So we'll have a barrel there, a hopper here, a hopper here. Have I ever considered playing other games? I played other games before, but I don't play a great deal of games other than Minecraft on the regular. Just what my audience is into, really. And gacha games like Genshin Impact I'm not really that interested in. That's what you're asking about specifically. Not really my jam. Alright, that's our pink sheep circuitry all set up. Does a beacon have a vertical limit like it has a horizontal limit? It has a lower vertical limit, not a higher one. Think of the radius of a beacon as 50 blocks from the beacon beam itself. So you need to take into account like the bottom part of the beacon has like a radius around it, like a hot dog. Think of it like a hot dog, except infinitely tall. And that's probably where we need to go with that. Right, we need all of you to get moving. And we need you to come with me. They always, like, screw in slightly, which is always really funny to watch. It's just, like, trying to fit the sheep in here, and then it does it. Thinking of infinite hot dog, and now I'm hungry. Hot dogs are a thing I don't really get a craving for, but I'm British. We don't have hot dogs, like, all that much. They're a thing over here, obviously, but they're not, like, the quintessential food the way they are in the States. What has been my most difficult build to date? I don't know if I think of a great deal of stuff as especially difficult that I've built. It's more just time-consuming. Look at this. Oh, look at it. I needed my spyglass. Look at this. Oh, like, once the roof starts to fully oxidize, this build starts to come into its own. I do need to freeze a little bit more of it as, like, not exposed copper, weathered copper. But, like, the fully oxidized stuff is, like, oh, chef's kiss. It's very, very good. What's my favorite English breakfast tea? I tend to drink Yorkshire Golds or Yorkshire tea when I can, but it's not a necessity for me. I'm not that much of a purist. It's just what I get from the supermarket. Magenta next. Do we have any in here? Do we have any over there? I think we have some over here. Favorite stage is just before it's oxidized fully. I really like the fully oxidized stuff. Why am I not using Optifine, and why didn't I allow cheats this time? Optifine because I need to do a video about it to explain it, and also because you have to wait for Optifine to update each time Mojang pushes an update, and I didn't really feel like going back and forth with it in the series. So once we have Optifine, I want it to kind of be there for good. Until, of course, 1.19 comes out. Excuse me, 1.19 comes out, and so forth. But yeah, that's really the problem with it for me, is just like waiting for certain mods to update is kind of annoying. Alright, we need a bit more of that. And what was the other question? There were two questions in that. Why didn't I allow cheats this time? Mostly because I didn't need them. If there's anything that does require admin actions, which is incredibly rare, like, you can open to LAN and allow cheats, but it's not the kind of thing that I want to do. I want to keep this world like a quote-unquote pure survival world. It also means that if I hit F3 and I fumble it and I hit F3 and F4, it tells me that you can't open the game mode switcher. Instead of in a world with cheats enabled, that would just put me straight into creative mode. And occasionally I will do that on like a live stream or in a video or something, and then it looks like, oh, I've accidentally got into creative mode and I have to like dial that back, you know? Like, I don't want to make it look like I go into creative mode a lot, because it just happens by accident sometimes, you know? It's the kind of thing that ultimately I don't care about, but other people immediately start thinking like, oh, it's a gotcha moment, you know? And I'm like, leave it alone. It's not the kind of thing that I do on the regular, so it's just something that I don't really need access to. Do I know when they're planning 1.19 release date? Why would I know that? I don't want to be... I don't want to... Every time I come across this question and I respond that way, I sound like more of an idiot than I am. Like, I don't want to sound rude. But it's just not something that they don't tell creators behind the scenes. Like, it's not the kind of thing that we know ahead of time. Mostly because when they're ready to announce a release date, then, like, they tell the community, because the community needs to be ready. And because the development of Minecraft is the kind of thing that they want to make sure everything is definitely locked in before they announce it. So they don't want to say, like, oh, we can probably have the game out by this time, like the next update can happen now, and then not do that. They obviously took a big risk with community goodwill when it came to the Caves and Cliffs update being split. And they don't want to do that all of the time, so they don't want to throw out like a casual, like, oh, the release date's going to be this, and then they can't fulfill that, and everyone's like, well, here's another fiasco like the Caves and Cliffs update, you know? They just want to manage community expectation. So yeah, creators have no insider knowledge about that stuff. Like, the only people who have, like, an internal projected release date are Mojang themselves. And it is in their best interest to keep that to themselves. We can now make this pink wool before this becomes completely inaccessible to us. There we go. We need redstone there. What's the difference between a resource pack and a texture pack? Oh, all texture packs are resource packs now, but not all resource packs are just textures, because resource packs load more than just graphics for the game to interpret as block textures. Resource packs load things like sounds and, like, you know, additional block model stuff that isn't necessarily a texture for an existing thing. It's kind of adding different models to different entities. When's Hermitcraft Season 9? And other questions I don't know. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of those. When is Half-Life 3 coming out? That kind of thing. Crazy Baboon, thank you for the 7 months. Says, love the content, man. Thank you very much. Glad you're enjoying it. I think I'll need to breed some sheep again in a second. I would not be surprised if at least one of them has gone into the nether. Just from wandering around over here. So this is the magenta sheep. We can bring them over. Is there anything else I need to do in the meantime? Nope, just the trapdoor probably. Oh, hang on. We don't need to lead you yet. We need to grab everyone else. Nope, come back. And these ones will probably need to breed a bit more. The one problem with having this in the spawn chunks is it is going to mean we have at least 16 passive mobs here, which means mob spawning elsewhere in the world may be slightly reduced, but don't think I need to worry too much about that. We could name them, that's true. That's a great idea. It does require us to have 16 name tags, but I've got a lot of those from fishing, so... What's the passive mob cap? I don't know. In terms of the actual number. If you're asking generally, the passive mob cap is the overall global limit on the amount of animals that can stay loaded. The amount of passive mobs being, you know, the naturally spawned ones, sheep, cows, chickens, and so forth. It's the same thing as the hostile mob cap, but for the animals that don't attack you. Do named mobs not take up the mob cap? They don't. They actually don't. It's a very useful technique, because if you have, like, a bunch of hostile mobs in farms, like, you know, a bunch of zombies in your iron farms, for example, having them hold an item, anything that makes them persistent, basically, with the exception of zombified villagers who you've traded with already. As long as they're not name tagged or holding items, then they will take up the mob cap, but other things won't. And that means that if you make an iron farm with like 40 zombies, it means you don't get reduced spawns elsewhere because you've name tagged them. The passive mob cap is actually 10. Is it? That's wild. Although I think the game still generates passive mobs as part of like world generation or like chunk generation in certain areas. I could be wrong about that, but there's some kind of mechanic that prevents it from being like completely gone. What are we on now? We've done the magenta one, we're on pink now. I will breed these sheep up just so we can get a couple extras. Ave, thank you so much for the 9 months. Makes you want to mine out an entire iron vein. I mean, it's fun. Like, it's not the best way to get iron, quote unquote, but it's still pretty fun. We did pink and magenta. Purple, that's what I'm thinking of. It's not pink, it's purple. How do you make that auto-composting system? Hopper into the top of a composter. Hopper out of the composter into a storage container. When did I go to the desert? Tomorrow. In tomorrow's survival guide video, you'll see it. So, basically this morning is when I did it. It's like the line from Hot Fuzz where Simon Pegg turns up at the police station having just arrested everybody who's been drinking in the pub. And then Bill Bailey's character is like, oh, when do you start? And he's like, tomorrow. Alright, we'll go down one more block here, but we're not going to have the entire thing. I almost feel like maybe we should raise this one up by 1, because that's the only one that isn't, like, part of this pattern. But I also didn't want the pattern to be super regular. I don't know, maybe we'll go back 1 here. Hot Fuzz is one of your favourite movies. It's one of mine too. It's a great film. Sergeant Angel to the manager's office. Manager's office. Sergeant Angel. When did I start YouTube? You can go and see basically anybody's YouTube start date by going to the About section on their YouTube channel. In my case, it was November 2014. But yeah, that statistic is freely available. These two look so similar in the right light, but I trust you. Trust me, this is purple, that's magenta. Need more barrels in a second. It's Hopper Minecart time. This is actually the perfect length project for a stream. Because by the time we're done with all of these, we should have been streaming for about 3 hours. Just one of those little time-consuming tasks that is not that difficult, it's just... just takes a minute to get all 16 of these set up, you know? We can put the redstone dust down on some actual wall colours in a second, too. Where's my piston gone? Aha! Magenta wall is such a vivid colour. Can you put 2 sheep in the box? You can, but I get the sense that the game would try and shear just one of them. Like, I think if you put two things in there, it gets confused about which entity the dispenser is actually, acting on. And so it wouldn't always be, like, possible to shear both. Like, it's not quite smart enough to know one of these sheep has not been sheared. Besides which, two sheep might even deplete the grass in there kind of at odds with each other, and so like when one sheep is ready to eat, the other sheep has eaten the grass more recently, and that makes it kind of awkward. I mean, it might be faster, I don't know for certain, but I don't think it's going to be that worth it, really. Have I played Ark Survival Evolved? No, that's not really my kind of game, which is weird because Minecraft is my kind of game, but it's more about like the realism and the physics and that kind of stuff. It's the stuff that I don't really jive with Ark. The dinosaur aspect of it is fun, but didn't realize bunnies like dandelions. That is the one thing that allows me to succeed in Minecraft Bingo. Is the aspect that you can acquire dandelions very easily, and that allows you to get hold of rabbits. Oh, okay, he's gone walkabout. Come back here, you. So the question is, we've done 8 of these now. Do we continue this along in a line? So the rest of the sheep farm, it like ends over here? Or do I stack another set of sheep farms basically on top of this and maybe one block back? Can't imagine having to rely on carrots for rabbits in Bingo. You'd basically be stuck chasing them down. I mean, that or you sometimes get carrots in shipwrecks, but it's rough. I had a hard enough time getting carrots from a random zombie in this world because I didn't want to go looking for all of the shipwrecks. Alright, once we get purple wool, that one will be fine. This has got shears in, right? Yeah, cool. Pyramid! This is not a pyramid scheme. I feel like stacking them on top is going to make more sense. Because it doesn't look like a perfect curve or anything. I've not like designed it necessarily with that in mind. So I think having them stacked on top of each other is going to look quite fun. And that's what I did with the sheep farm at my base in the last season, so might as well do it that way. Sheep skyscraper. Could do a completely vertical sheep farm, that'd be wild. First zombie you ever killed in Minecraft dropped a carrot and you were really confused? Yeah, I wish that the first zombie I'd killed in this world had dropped a carrot. It would have saved me a lot of time. What's up, Bidstone? Bidstone, you're familiar with this contraption, right? You've seen 1 or 2 of these in your time? Little auto sheep shearing stations. We've got a lot of wool already, actually. This was the first one we installed. 27 black wool. Gosh. How come this project is on stream, not in an episode? Thing is, I've done all of the explanation for what we're doing in the episode, and we're going to build one module of this farm together in the end of the video, but basically I wanted to get all of the work done between so we can kind of bookend the episode with, like, and now the sheep farm is done, instead of me just being like, you know, let me do all of this off camera and then come back and it's all done. You know, I'm not doing absolutely everything. We're going to save 3 sheep, basically, that aren't going to go in this right away. We're going to build all but one of the modules, But then we're going to save a red and a yellow sheep so we can breed them together and get orange, and then we'll move the orange one into the farm. That's the plan. Literally building one an hour ago for the next Truly Bedrock episode. The timing is impeccable, let's be real. Well, congratulations on your new sheep farm. I hope it serves you well. There aren't many complications to building other modules. No, it's a very simple process, this. In this case, I'll probably fill in some of this, but with what is the question. For now, we'll do just dirt up here so that we can build out the actual sheep shearing platform, you know? But then we'll worry some more about that another time. The actual decorative touches can wait, you know? It's not like this needs water or anything either, so it's not like the redstone's going to wash away or something. You make a wool farm, use wool? I probably will. Season 1 Survival Guide Sheep Farm was one of your first builds. It worked the same on Bedrock and Java. Oh, lovely. One of those. I'm glad. So rare that we get that opportunity. So I'm happy that it was able to work on both platforms. Definitely makes my life easier when that happens, you know? But that's good. That's good. One of every colour, that is the plan. We have a few stragglers over here, a few hangers on. They are rare. Yeah, I have to put big disclaimers every time I make an iron farm. We've even got some trapdoors up here we can use. Perfect. Obviously, we don't need this sugarcane farm anymore. We don't need to trim it back this far. But we might as well. There's a little patch of it growing there still, but we need this hillside for some more sheep farm innovations. Like watching Java content because it doesn't always work, so there's stuff to figure out. Oh, that's interesting. I like that as a concept. You use Java as a foundation even if half of the stuff doesn't work, because there's at least some stuff that does. Like the basic understanding of like this is how the world functions. You breed animals using wheat, that kind of thing. Like all of that stuff is the same. It's the technical side of things, and at least you know that technical side might be possible in some way in Bedrock Edition. That's a healthy attitude to it. Whereas the general attitude is much more like, why doesn't this work? Can you make a Bedrock Edition survival guide? And I'm like, no, because all of the stuff I know how to build doesn't work. It's kind of, you're explaining the problem that I have with Bedrock Edition some of the time. Right, do I have any more barrels? Did I only make 8 barrels? I think I did. We have a few more dispensers in here, of course, so we got enough of those. What's up, Evil Shadow? I'm doing very well. Hope you're well too. Catch up on the alerts here. We have No Guard RL or No Guardrail. I don't know. I'm not sure which way around that is, but says love the content. Thanks, Pixel. Thank you very much. Glad you're enjoying things. Let's again use some of this jungle wood for barrels. Doesn't necessarily look the way I would expect it to, but hey, there we go. And Classy Phantom with 100 bits. Had a good laugh when you tweeted about being unable to find a desert in this world. No spoilers. After throwing the see-through chunk base, I can confirm your closest desert is thousands of blocks away. Was it you who let me know that on Twitter? Because I did see the tweet, but after I'd already found a desert. And yes, it's a fair lick away. It's like it's 2,000 blocks away next to a coral reef, and there's not much desert there. Let's be real. There's not a great deal. And I was not expecting to have to, like, fly around this world with Elytra to find a biome like that. But got pretty close. It got pretty close there. So we're going to have the barrels here, I think. This one's weird because it's offset by 2 instead of 1. I feel like I confused myself here. But either way, not to worry. Okay, so that's all of them taken care of. We can at least build the storage systems one at a time. It's organic. Yeah, there we go. There's our lovely excuse word. It's organic. It's natural feeling. That one's positioned wrong. I had a feeling when I positioned that. I was like, that doesn't feel right. It's not right, man. It's not right. Is the desert even big enough to have everything a desert can have, like a pyramid? No. It doesn't have a pyramid, doesn't have a village. It's got a little bit of cactus and some rabbits. That's pretty much all it has. And a very, very scenic coral reef next to it, but it's very much like expanded beach kind of desert. We might get some sand for it, but it's not even a desert I'd mine out for sand. Oh, I think there is Ginger is a good point there. I do think there is a desert well. But that is really the most I could hope for, given the circumstances. Did I ever play Dark Cloud for PS2? I did not. No. Like to play Java, but a close friend has started a Bedrock server. Oh, the learning curve. Yep. Yep. The desert has the best structure in the game. There you go. Good old desert well. Odds that it has a fossil? Ooh, slim. Slim. But then there's other biomes for fossils. The only reason I went looking for a fossil in the desert last time, it was nothing to do with availability. It was everything to do with like how good the location would look for that like archaeological dig thing I wanted to do around it. What biomes can have fossils? Deserts and swamps are the two. And I don't think an archaeological dig in a swamp would look as good. Whereas the desert feels like, you know, you got Raiders of the Lost Ark vibes when you're starting an archaeological dig in the desert. Feels a little bit more Tomb Raider. So we're on the blue range over here, which is nice and easy because we can get lapis. And we already have a fully blue sheep, so that's good. We'll save this in here for the minute. Oh, I guess this needs to be like this, doesn't it? Because we'll have a full block on top of that. I just want these to be accessible, to be visible, to be open. Nice one, Seth. Congrats. Unless you're talking about your French uncle or something. That was great. Great job there. Good job activating that piston. That minecart feels very pushed. Not paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm too distracted by Seth's French uncle joke. you for that. And now we finally put the glass in. There we go. Just building this module in reverse was not what I expected to do. Oh no, now I'm the sheep. Help! This is what it feels like, chat. Always put yourself in their position. So many leads now. The shearer has become the sheared. It's very good. It's very, very good. Hang on. Okay, there's samples in this record that sound incredibly like sheep shearing noises. Like, I was like, why do my sheep suddenly sound several times louder? And it wasn't the sheep shearing, it was like the meh, meh noise. And I was like, what? It sounded like a sheep farm, but like doubling down. I thought my game was glitching out. I'm going to skip this track. This sounds terrible. There we go. Better. Now back to the actual... Back to your regularly scheduled sheep farm. Sounds like screaming goats a little bit, yeah. Pretzel just, like, decided to troll me for a second there. Let's go with... Oh, we don't have dyes in here, do we? Revenge of the Sheep, at last, yes. Now it's happening in the background and I'm worrying it's still happening, like, in the music. Truly, it is a debate for our times. Sheep are 2 times louder than 1 logarithmic. Interesting. This time, let's put the observer there beforehand. Put our hopper minecart on here. Build this up on either side. Remember to put the dirt block there. Oh, the rails are still there. That's what it is. Boop. Now we can squish that. Nope, that's... I was thinking observer placement there for a second. We need 1 set for you, because that's not shearing yet. We need 1 set for this one. The Great Sheep Uprising of 2022. Honestly, that was not on my bingo card. Hey, what's up, Queen? Quick, while they're distracted, pull the leads. Pulls a string. Ladies and gentlemen, we got one. Now, are you actually light blue or are you cyan? We need to resolve this the old-fashioned way. Light blue. Yeah, okay, cool. You can go in the box. Is it water with the sheep in the box? This sounds like other side. It does a little bit. Got some synth action going on. Let's put that there. And remove the tracks. I think that's why the minecart wasn't showing through the side of the block before. Like this one. Yeah, because it's that sideways placement that does it. Depends which way we position the rail when we put it in for the first time. So this needs to be dispenser. And we're doing it in a completely different order again. But that's there. This hasn't sheared yet, has it? No, okay, cool. We have some blue wool though, so we can already put that in place. And then we can use the blue wool from this guy. Perfect. And I got a piston back from that one. Will I play the Pigstep music disc as soon as I find it in the YouTube series? Maybe. I guess we'll have to see. Haven't got to the point where I've really thought about raiding a bastion yet. I think in front of these we can just place like blocks and trapdoors and things to hide the dirt. I think we can probably do something like that. We could do like a surround for each of these. What build am I proudest of? Maybe the mountain range from Survival Guide Season 1. Probably my favorite project we did on this channel. So in this stream I build a wool farm. I do, yeah. Right, we want cyan glass for that one. Is the sheep farm for the wool to build or villager trades? Everything you could possibly want wool for is what it's for. Beds for the netherite mining bed method when we end up discussing that. Beds for other projects, for if we do like a custom village. Nice to have plenty of wool for that. For building with, for crafting carpets. All kinds of stuff we can do with that. Let's gently harvest this cactus. There we go. I think my first project next week is going to be a proper cactus farm though. You can't cook cactus any more expedient ways than just using a furnace, can you? Like, it's not compatible with blast furnace or smoker. You can't smoke a cactus. We'll save 3. Cook 3. Is there a tool that can make you instant break a cactus? Just shovel the sand underneath it. And that'll insta-break all the cactus above it. You can't put a cactus in a campfire. No. No, you can't. Alright, that's 2 cyan dye for the glass, but we all need 1 for the sheep. We have a little bit more cactus green in here, of course. Smoked IRL cactus is so good. I've had tortillas made with cactus leaves, like the nopales. Those are really good. Oh. So this is the cyan one here. I'm having to think in backwards order to the way I usually build these. Are there any build styles I've never tried but want to? Honestly, I don't feel like I've ever tried a great deal of what you might call build styles. Like, you can say, like, yeah, I built modern, but then what really is that? There are so many different architectural styles that people think of as modern. Like, is it Bauhaus? Is it minimalism? That kind of stuff. I want to build in all kinds of different styles, ultimately. It's just about finding the right projects to do it. I really want to do a, like a cyberpunk style build at some stage, too. Oh, we need one of these. What am I doing? You'll do. Come this way. With a new build height, could you make constellations up in the sky? In theory. Whether they'd be in the render distance and the fact that they'd be visible during the day would be kind of weird. Alright, this sheep is obviously not going to be sheared for a while. But at least we know the dispenser is working. Do baby sheep have a smaller hitbox? Probably, yeah. Pretty significantly, in fact. Be quite surprised if they didn't. Still didn't get the rail out of there. There we go. I imagine there's a bunch of leads just, like, stuck in some of these anyway. Your world is an eclectic mix in different areas. Yeah, I want to do a lot more thematic building this time around. Like, I would love to build... I started this a while ago in a different world. In the Season 3, I want to say, decidedly vanilla world. I was working on, like, a canal town that was kind of inspired by a trip to Amsterdam, but also being able to... build something that looks like Venice, say, for example. Like, I'd love to build something like that. With, like, a range of different architecture, but having the whole thing really rely around waterways for travel, and being able to navigate the town by boat in Minecraft would be kind of fun. What do I find the most laborious in Minecraft? Honestly, right now, getting cobblestone. Even though we can make automated farms for it and stuff, right now I don't have, like, a fully automated cobblestone setup. Because that's like TNT duping stuff that comes later. Or even if it's not duping, like you need a lot of crafted TNT. And it's not naturally where we go mining anymore, because when you go mining for precious resources, you go to deep slate levels, but then you need cobblestone and not deep slate to make redstone components like dispensers and observers and everything. So a farm like this has actually required me to go mining at specifically cobblestone level to get cobblestone. Which is unusual. Can you duplicate TNT and bedrock? I don't know. I've never tried. It does seem like a very Java thing to do, so I would say I doubt it, but I can't 100% guarantee that you can't. I would just assume not. Alright, now I need more glass again. This world is Java, yes. Yeah, I pretty much exclusively play Java unless I say otherwise, because it's just what I know better. With the improved rivers, a Venice-inspired build would be cool, and you could probably find a good starting place for it. Yeah, there's a few places that I've stumbled upon already that are, like, pretty cool overall areas for water travel. Even this area being, like... I've been thinking of this as the Riverlands for a while, just because I wanted a name for it so that I could easily refer to it later when we talk about different bases and building areas and stuff. And just calling stuff spawn just feels like... everybody calls their stuff spawn because that's where it is. I like the idea of this being a very water travel based area, because to explore I've already gone like downriver in a bunch of different directions. It's where we went yesterday to find the mountains. I mean, today, really, but today for you, yesterday for me. Have I died in this world? I have not yet, no. Actually been relatively safe most of the time. Today's video, my XP bar was at 0. Was it just glitched? Was it? I mean, probably it was just glitched. Like, if you look at down here, number of deaths, still 0. I've jumped 66,611 times. It's the survival guide for a reason. I mean, survival does involve dying, weirdly enough. Let's get these two to breed again. If we get a green sheep. Oh, we did. Perfect. He's coming with me. This way, lad. This way. Boop. Okay, once again, that one's going to take a while to grow up. We'll throw some shears in there just for later. Can I jump around 55 more times, please? I almost certainly will. Can't use cobble deep slate for most of those items? No, you cannot. It has to be cobblestone. You can use cobble deep slate to make tools. Basic stone items like that. Furnaces, for example. But redstone components specifically have to be made out of stone. Like, you can't make repeaters using, like, cooked deep slate either. Same with blackstone. Like, it has to be cobblestone to make dispensers, droppers, observers, pistons. Let's throw some of the glass back in here as well, because I just keep accruing different bits of glass. How do you stop your bee farm from spitting out empty bottles every time a bee enters or leaves? Make sure that the entire farm is full of empty glass bottles. Like, all of your dispensers need to be full up with like a full stack of glass bottles, because that way it'll spit out the honey bottle instead of the glass bottle. And if that means going and checking on it and refilling it every so often, then that's kind of what you have to do. So now we have lime green, yellow, orange, red. Only 4 more modules left to build. We need to get rid of this. Probably won't need to get rid of this tree, but I might just trim these leaves back so they don't connect and the other ones can decay. There we go. That one's got a little bit of extra leaf mass up there, but... Taco Bell, leaf mass. No bingo today? Probably not. I think we're going to spend the entire time doing this project. That was a Taco Bell joke, which is pretty incredible for me as a British person, because I've never eaten a Taco Bell. But that one's for the Americans. If you breed red and white sheep together, can the baby be pink? Yes. That's one of the things I'm going to show off in the video, because... I'm going to breed a red and yellow sheep together to get orange, and then we'll move all of those into the modules of the farm. We'll skip the orange module in terms of, like, actually preparing it. we'll just build that one up. Do I eat jacket potatoes? Sometimes, not all the time. You did ask jacked potatoes, though, so I'm imagining a potato with just, like, really big muscles. And that's kind of disturbing me, to be honest. Thanks for that mental image. Let's grab a couple more minecarts. That's right, mining dirt with a pickaxe. What of it? So, lime green here, yeah? What's jacked taters, precious? It's potatoes with extra creatine. We need more dispenser. We need redstone dust there. Man, after the rest of the glass colors feeling very kind of muted, magenta and green are just like neon. Like full on cyberpunk rave colors. It's a potato, yeah, with like protein powder as a topping. Right, you're the lime green one now. There we go. Get the lead back from that. We're getting some free sticks from all of the birch trees, dropping them. I don't have any shears on me. So let's fix that. Right, there we go. Will goats knock a player off a mountain if the player is standing still? Yes. Typically they do it when you're not looking at them, which is kind of difficult to catch on camera, so I didn't end up doing it in this most recent episode, but I was kind of hoping one of the goats was going to try something. Am I using any vanilla tweaks other than lower shield? Nope. And honestly, lower shield is kind of a mistake that I'm just rolling with now because it's much more convenient for video footage for the shield not to be entirely in the way. Let's throw the remainder of the dyes in here. I guess, actually, thinking about it, if we're building up all of these modules, we're building one on camera, but then we're showing the sheep dyeing thing. There's no reason why we can't just build the other modules up to yellow and orange. And then just build the red one because it's on the end. Like, I can just continue building them more systematically than that. And the sheep breeding thing can be completely different. Let's use... Let's make some more white dye from the bone meal. We'll turn this one white, and we'll get the red and the yellow from over here. Red and yellow is too easy because rose bushes and sunflowers. So we have you, and we have you. Perfect. It's weird that you can re-dye sheep any color for wool, but then you can't re-dye wool any color once you've obtained the block. Feels strange to me. Yeah, poppies from the iron farm, those two. Alright, I'm gonna very briefly run to the bathroom, so bear with me, back in a few minutes. Guess he's back. It's the Wandering Trader, probably. Hey, Rory, good to see you. For a second, I thought there was something out of my window. That was weird. I thought there was a green shape out here. I was like, is there a creeper? Sun's going down. Rory, we're making a sheep farm today for all the different colours of wool. It's delightfully rainbow coloured, as is my background right now. Well done, chat. Thematically appropriate. So this is it so far. And it needs something to go in the background, definitely. I feel like we should just fill each of these in with the different wool colours we're getting from the sheep themselves. Been enjoying watching with the sheepies today? Oh, you've been lurking. Okay, cool, no worries. Well, have fun at work. Don't work too hard. We need 2 more minecart hoppers after this. Only one of which we will use, because the other one has to be in the video. Working and lurking, love to see it. And that's observer there. Solid block there. Dispenser that way. We'll throw some shears in it now. And then we need yellow glass for this one. Why doesn't this farm work in Bedrock? It does. I'm pretty sure Mr. Beardstone said it did. There A shovel would be too effective. It's all about light touches and the right angle for the most part. But yes, occasionally I do end up smashing my way through grass blocks. It happens. The one thing I will note is that efficiency 4 works on both grass and dirt blocks, but efficiency 3 only works on dirt blocks when it comes to insta-mining. One of the reasons I don't like Haste 2, yeah. Even harder to keep up. Right, we'll throw redstone dust on there. We're not going to put the sheep in this one yet, because it needs to breed with the other one. But then this one we can do the orange module, and then we'll save the red one for the video. It works on Bedrock. I built it. Yeah, there you go. So, there are definitely some things mechanically about redstone that are different. Like which blocks redstone actively powers. Some stuff like that is a little different. I think we might need to go and either grab some sand so we can smelt it for a bit more glass. Unless I put some glass in here and just forgotten about it. Or we need to go to the librarians and buy more. Yeah, I think a trip to the Savannah village is in order. Place this one here now. So that when all this stuff happens in front of it, the dispenser fires 7 times. When is this video coming out? Tomorrow. It's coming out tomorrow. What am I going to do when I'm done? Probably end the stream. Won't be right away though, so don't worry. Is there a delay in Twitch? Almost certainly, but my response to that should at least give you some idea of how bad the delay is for you. Pretty hard to have a live streaming service without a delay though, because you know the internet takes a while to travel places. It's a system of tubes. Are these two fully grown up now? Alright, we don't have any wool from that one yet, but at least the baby is grown. What about some bingo? I mean, I think I kind of need to get away and do some... Wait a second, we've got this one already. Well done, okay. I was getting excited for no reason. Yeah, I need to go away and finish the recording for this. And I won't really have time to do a bingo run after this, but... we will do some more bingo in future, don't worry. Did we put some shears in this one? Is this why this one hasn't been sheared yet? When will I start preparing for the Ender Dragon fight? Joke answer, I've been preparing for it all along. Real answer, I don't know exactly. Like, I haven't really got that planned for the series. We're gonna do it, I just don't know when, because I still feel like there's a lot of stuff to do in the early game and stuff that players will have encountered before they think about going to the end and fighting the dragon that I just haven't really got around to yet. And I would like to make sure I can do some of those things so that we're not going to end game before we found a desert like we did today. How many hours in a day do I play Minecraft? Depends entirely on the day. Average survival guide episode right now takes like 2 hours max. But then I spend time like editing and whatnot. And when it comes to larger projects, obviously they take a lot longer. Like the Iron Farm video took maybe like 5 hours. Look at this though. It's slowly crept over while we've been here together. Yeah, no, I think we will take out these. It's kind of annoying me. Give me that back. Stole it from me. And then I think we'll back each of these with the wool that they're producing, because you're not going to see that third one on the bottom row there. And then we can put maybe even 1 block out from this, thinking about it. Like that. Because then that indicates, like, that's this color of wool, right? Yeah, makes it look a little tidier, doesn't it? Thing is, all of these blocks around here ideally need to stay grass just for the best chance of the grass regrowing over here. Does sunlight get through carpet? Somebody's suggesting carpets on top of the glass. Does that happen? Efficiency is overrated. I mean, hard agree, but I would like to have some wool. Access the shears through the trapdoors. Can do that, yeah. Although it does... Yeah, okay, there we go. We can also put hoppers in this block here, right? Like if you wanted to have a bunch of shears just dropped in that way, you could do that. Gotta maximize the profits even in a silly video game. Yes, it's capitalism never sleeps. Unfortunately, I do, so... So we've got all of these, but the last one done. That sheep is now grown up. This sheep is now producing wool. Yeah. What time is it in England? It's about 5:30. 5:45. In the afternoon. Can't reach the barrel from here. I already got the white wool anyway. Haha! Foiled. Nope, not that one. Do I see myself making a UHC real survival series? Nope, I hate that idea. Not because you had it specifically, so don't take offense. I just don't really like hardcore. The idea that the possibility of permadeath makes it more real for you or whatever is kind of anathema to the way I like to play Minecraft. Like, I like the idea of this being a fun and light-hearted game. I don't want to introduce more stakes into it. Remember answering that in a 101 or 202 questions video? Yeah, and I've done the hardcore stuff because it's, you know, a bunch of friends getting involved, like with the Don't Die server. My own hardcore series in single player, I just wasn't really a big fan of that kind of gameplay because it makes me feel like I can't do anything. If I have to be super careful all of the time, and I'm normally a relatively careful player, but if, like, I have to think about, oh, am I going to take full damage if I drop off this thing? Like, it makes the game too, like, mathematical for me. I feel like I end up just jumping at shadows all of the time, and I'm in a constant state of anxiety. I've got other things to be anxious about right now. Maybe I'd feel different about it if the world wasn't so awful lately, but... Isn't UHC with only potion healing? I mean, there's other stuff you can do. Frankly, like, Suspicious Stew with Oxeye Daisies, the one that gives you regeneration, that's probably your best option, but even then, it's like... Do I want to limit myself to, like, one type of food to heal with? Nah. Like, it just feels like... I have no problem with other people doing this, so don't take this as an indictment of the style of play in general, because I know, like, a few of my friends are playing stuff like that. Like, Python has a series right now. A bunch of other players that I respect have UHC series going on right now. Like, I know XP Crafted does. There's a few other folks, I think, on my timeline are playing UHC. And, like, I think it's fine for tournaments and stuff. I think it's fine to create an extra level of stakes for something competitive. But, like, for a long-term... quote-unquote long-term survival worlds, I don't vibe with that. What other things am I anxious about? I mean, the fact that we've been in a pandemic for 2 years, and everyone thinks we're, like, going back to normal now. But I don't like to talk about that too much here, because I like giving a space where people can just come and relax, and if it makes me tense to talk about it, then it's probably going to make people tense to listen to it, so... I already like this a lot. I like having the wall behind here. It feels a lot more nice looking. Love watching UHC tournaments. A long-term survival series would be awful to watch from my POV. Yeah, I'm not into it. It's fine though. Other people can be into it. Not a problem for me. Python the Red Creeper guy? Yes, Python the Red Creeper guy. He and I did a short-lived modded series together called Minecraft Harmony, and I've stayed in touch with him here and there. He's a lovely dude. Non-UHC tournaments would be so long, otherwise makes sense. Yeah, I think it helps with there being fewer ways to regenerate health, especially in Java Edition, because saturation is so powerful that you end up with people being able to regenerate health very easily. If you remember back to Was it Season 8 Hermitcraft where Etho tried to go after Keralis and assassinate him? And Keralis was able to survive, like, for basically until Etho more or less gave up and went away. I don't think any aspect of that was scripted. It was just, you know, it took really long to attempt to kill somebody. I've got one piece of black glass inside that I need to bring out to replace that one with the hopper. And then we'll go and visit the librarians just so I've got enough redstone. Not redstone. I was putting the redstone away and my brain immediately went, ah, redstone! So I've got enough glass that I can fill in that final module in the video itself. So let's grab my gold boots, switch it down here. We'll pop over and see the Savannah villagers. Oh, good. I've been excessively worried lately that there is something waiting for me on the other side of that nether portal from times when I've been mining in the area and let it get dark and worry that there's just like a creeper spawned and walked into the nether portal. Yeah, I'll probably wrap up in a few minutes here. The one time you don't worry about it is the time you get creepered. Absolutely is. Constant vigilance. Babbleworks, thanks so much for the 4 months. Happy stream to you too. I saw the skeleton very briefly come around the corner there, but that was it. Miss Kitty with the 6 months. And Hugo Balls, thank you so much for the 6 months of Prime. Oh, of course. Last time I was here, I traded glass with them, and then I left, and they haven't had a chance to refresh their trades yet. Well, it looks like the sun's going down, so it'll be the new work day tomorrow. Swap those back over for a second. Will I be doing more mining streams in the future on this world? Almost certainly. We'll have to go mining for certain things. Had a creeper and a geode for your first death? Geodes are death traps. They're very pretty death traps. We traded string to this guy? Yeah, we have. Good, good. So many iron golems. It's like 4 or 5 of them around here.
Well, that's just...
Amazed that we haven't traded more with the farmer, but I haven't really looked in on my melon and pumpkin farms for a bit. Squibber, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Brand new Prime sub to the channel, kicking off the hype train for a second time this stream. Thank you very much for that. Should build a trading hall. Why? Trading halls are only really necessary to keep villagers safe in a specific area so that you can go mining. Like, this operates perfectly fine as a trading hall. Like, I'll do one eventually just because it's something to do for a project, and we can maybe do one in a jungle or a swamp where the villagers' outfits aren't going to be the standard villager costumes, but, like, there really isn't that much of a need to do a trading hall. They look cool, that's the only reason. Exactly. Like, I'll do it because it looks cool, but not going to need to do that right away, are we? What about second hype train? Still haven't been back to the workstations then. Oh. This one's visiting the grave. It was specifically this area over here that like ends there, I think, that we had to cover over, and I can see now with how they pathfind out here for no apparent reason why those two ended up drowning in exactly the same place. a watery grave. Love having the villagers roam around. I think it's nice. I think it's a nice thing to do, especially considering the next thing we did was build an iron farm. It's like got to show two sides of the approaches, right? CO2, thank you for the 100 bits, and Black Steel gifting 2 subs as well. Thank you very much. So once they all start going to work, which will be any second now, like clockwork, these guys. They bow their heads and begin the workday. There we go. As these two will trade us glass. Back to level 30. Let's get a couple of rounds of trades in with the Fletcher, wherever he's got to. Oh, I know where he's got to. I need to put him in a box or something around his workstation. He needs to, like, detox from whatever this routine is. Because he's not refreshing his trades. Get a spare block or two from somewhere around here. Or I guess I could just do this. Get a life jacket for this man. I'm very lucky that no areas of this river are deep enough, really, for drowned to spawn. Because this guy would absolutely die. Go to work. This is another really straightforward, if a little bit annoying, way to get villagers to follow you. Just to back up, open their GUI, they'll walk towards you. Just keep right-clicking on them until they get into the vague region you want them to be. Do I get bored of Minecraft sometimes? Yeah, sometimes, but I'm pretty good at managing my time now so that if I get bored with Minecraft, I just do something else. I have other stuff to do with my life, on occasion. But I'm also not playing Minecraft like 12 hours a day. Do we have a new Fletcher? Of course we do. That's why this guy isn't going to his workstation. Oh hey, thunderstorm. Probably time to sleep real fast. Now where did I put all those sticks? Alright, that guy's unemployed again. Trying to find with if it means I get to trade with this guy. I would like a bit more glass before we go. Just to get topped up on that in case I want it for anything else. And of course we've reset the workday because of that thunderstorm, so the villagers are very confused about what's going on. Do I have a lightning rod for the villagers? Not these ones, because we're in a savanna and lightning doesn't strike in biomes where it doesn't rain. You can get it to strike manually by using a channeling lightning trident, but nobody really does that around these villagers. I don't have a trident, so yeah, not a concern right now. Get these back on. Can Drowned have channeling tridents? I don't believe so. Or if they can, I don't believe that channeling works for them. But I could be wrong. I've never really seen it happen. Drowned certainly don't have loyalty tridents, but then they have like a permanent trident they can throw. Weapons work differently for mobs than they do for players sometimes. I've also never fought a Drowned in a thunderstorm, so I've never really had the opportunity to find out if they can have channeling or not. Pretty funny if they could, though. Imagine using a Drowned in like a villager witch farm. I did a Bedrock achievement run a while ago. Could I redo it? I could. Am I planning to? Probably not. Because for a start, in order to earn any of those other achievements, it would mean I need to start another Minecraft Bedrock Edition account. So I make another Microsoft account to do it. Which wouldn't cost me anything because it's not like Java where you have to buy another account, but it'd still just be a bit of a pain. Skeletons have infinity bows, Drowned have infinity tridents, yes, and pillagers. Poor pillagers. Okay, so now we have enough glass, so I can make the red glass, that's fine. Imagine a Drowned with Riptide. Oh, that would be incredible. I'd love that. To Drowned throwing its trident and just going whoosh. That'd be the best. I would enjoy that immensely. But yeah, that is a very good example of how player weapons differ from mob weapons, because Drowned can drop Riptide tridents as part of their loot, which kind of implies that they had a Riptide trident to begin with. What are the benefits of putting Fortune on a hoe? More saplings from leaves. Let's actually put in here all of the stuff that we need for this. And then I will totally forget that I've done that when I make the video later. How do I manage inventory in early game builds without shulkers? Mostly by running backwards and forwards to build chests a lot. And by making 13 crafting tables I don't need. And by using an ender chest, because ender chests are pretty useful. But mostly I just don't go too far away from areas like this, where all of my storage is. And I don't tend to build all that much in the early game. Like in the late game when you can acquire more resources en masse and you can build in a slightly different scale. And then you have shulker boxes so you can move stuff around. That tends to be when I do a lot more of my building. Early game is more just like prep for that, basically. Can Drowned pick up and use tridents? I don't believe so. Or if they can pick up the tridents, they don't pick them up as, like, armaments. I need one more lime wool for the back of this. That actually works out perfectly. If I place it right, it does. Can Drowned spawn with enchanted tridents? I don't know if they show up as enchanted. Like, I don't know if the enchantment actually looks enchanted. That's an interesting point, but I'm unsure. Alright, I think that's where we'll wrap things up for now, because, like I said, I do want to get the red sheep module done in a video. We can load the other sheep in once we have bred those two to get the orange one. And I think, really, that's what we needed to do. I might do a bit more framing around the outside of this. And once we have the other colours of wool, we'll, you know, fill in all of that. But it's looking good. The sheeps have names? Not yet. I'll probably end up name tagging them for the mobcap stuff. But, yeah, we've got a lot of cows down here as well, which might still be in the spawn chunks. I don't have an exact read on the radius from spawn, really, but if I can see the iron farm from here, it's probably roughly in the spawn chunks. So I've got a lot of animals here, but I don't have any problems with animals spawning elsewhere in the world, so... Is the next video going to be on wool farms? What gave you that idea? Yes, absolutely it is. This is all the behind-the-scenes work for that video, which will be out tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed today's video about mountains. I'm glad we finally managed to find one. It's been a while in the Caves and Cliffs update, and we finally found a cliff. So that's where we're going to wrap it up for today. Folks, as usual on these Tuesdays and Thursday streams, my partner is in the other room streaming over at twitch.tv/celerymin. They are doing completely different stuff to what I do. It's less gaming and more stationary, fountain pens, copywork, just chatting kind of style stuff. They're copying out the entirety of Lord of the Rings by hand, and they've almost finished Chapter 1. I occasionally come in after they've finished writing some stuff out, and I, like, read to chat, which is kind of fun. I'm slowly making an audiobook, basically, although it wouldn't be published anywhere because the Tolkien estate would get litigious. But if you're interested in that, bear in mind it's a... There we go, Ginger has put the shout out in the chat. It's an adults stream. There is adult language and adult conversation. So I'm going to raid somebody else who's playing Minecraft. In this case, Bruno is playing some Minecraft Bingo. So for those of you who wanted Minecraft Bingo, we're going to raid Bruno. And you guys can enjoy watching him aim for a sub 30 time, which I've managed to do a couple of times in this bingo. I actually got a 25 just playing casually the other day, but I'm not going to count that because it wasn't on stream. See you around. I'll be back maybe on Sunday, but Sunday is also a crossover with the 8-bit D&D stream, so I will be on that for sure. And definitely back next Tuesday if you don't see me before that. Have a great week. I will catch up with you guys soon. Until then, take care. My name's been Pixel Riffs. Bye for now.